Oh my God. I could sit here and listen to you all day.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I could.
And we haven't even talked about the self-care practices, you know what I mean?
Let's talk about the self-care practices.
Yes. So it's important, you know how sometimes we are from, maybe it's our culture, you know, we see our mom doing it. They're always like, you know, doing and have nothing left for themselves, you know. So I encourage you, it starts with you.
Yeah.
You have to take care of yourself. Those annual medical checkups, do them. You know what I mean? You might not want to do them, but it's important that we do them, right? And I created this acronym. As I told you, I love creating acronyms because they help me to remember things, called Sense PR. And those are the self-care practices every day that I live by, their habits as well.
Yeah.
So the S is for your sleep. Make sure you're getting your 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep. The E is for exercise, you know. As much as possible, try to get your exercise in. Even if you start with 10 minutes, you know, you only have time for that.
While we're talking about the exercise, are we, because sometimes we think that if we're not going to the gym and pumping the weights and stuff, that we're not exercising. Is that what we need to be doing, or just simply like
moving your body?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, exactly.
My back home, I used to have a lady who stays with my children.
Right.
She used to tell me, I didn't know I had 21 stairs in the house.
Oh.
But she said every day she would do her 21 stairs.
Yes.
And that was her getting her exercise in. So I guess the steps we have in our home could be. Right.
Okay. So that's the E, and the N is for your nutrition and hydration, right? Make sure that we're eating healthy meals, you know, nutritious meals in balanced portions, you know. Because sometimes I can have that peg bread, that Jamaican peg bread, man, if that is not my weakness, well, you know, and hydration. Carry your water everywhere, a bottle of water with you, right? And then the other letter is S for your stress level, right? We have to look at our capacity constraints, what we're able to do in a given day. Because sometimes the list is so long. But what are those top priorities that you need to get done? Like I call them my top 3. These are the 3 that I know I have to get done, right? And then the P is for your peace of mind, setting boundaries. You can't be everywhere, you know. I myself had a problem with overcommitting, thinking I can do this, do that in a day, and then I'm just like so tired. So yeah, I've started to change that, you know, this overcommitting, setting boundaries, right, to safeguard your peace of mind. And the last letter, R, is for rest and relaxation. You know, incorporate that. Sometimes you just sit and do nothing, and that is perfectly fine, because you're not a machine. You know, you need time to rest. So those are the self-care practices, and people don't have to do all of them in one sitting. I tell you, I'm a person who starts small and just gradually add on to stuff as I'm able.
Yeah. You know, we're afraid. What I find is that we tend to be afraid to say no. Right, and so we end up overcommitting. I'm dealing with that at work, with my teammates from time to time, overcommitting.
Yes.
And I oftentimes say to them, hey, nothing is wrong if you can't do this much. Come and say to me. Right. I have one who say, I don't know how to delegate, and then she's just piling on and stuff. And I'm saying to her, I won't know that you have a lot of stuff going on. Yes, I'm sending. But in my head, you've already done with that, so you've moved on, so I can pass on something else. Not knowing that other persons are sending her stuff. And I said, if you don't tell me, I won't know. And then she says, but I don't want to disappoint you. And I'm like, you're not disappointing me. Not doing what I've asked you to do is you disappointing me. In
the time frame. Because you always have on a time frame, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how important is it for us to truly say no?
You know, it was hard for me too. I had to learn that, right? To say, you know, I don't have capacity to do that today. How soon do you need it? Now when I get task, I ask, when is it due? You know, and I try to have it at least ready a day before. So if I run into any stumbling blocks, I have enough time before it's due, right? Because sometimes the task of someone else is dependent on you completing your task, right? And that's why when you have that meeting, that here I put action item due by from so and so, right? And there are many days I don't get stuff done, right? But I have to look at what is due at the earliest date and work on that, right? Oh my goodness, so many priorities in a day. And you know, if someone's working with me like a student or so, we have to share the load, the workload, and say you work on this, because you know they might be able to do that part of it, maybe not complete it, but at least carry it to a certain percentage of completion, and then I can finish off. That allows me more time. But you're right, if something is due and I don't go to my manager and say, you know, it's due but I don't have all the information, and procurement is timeline. This is due, that is due, right? So not beat yourself up to say, oh, no, because you're working, you're busy. But the priority is constantly changing depending on the environment you're in.
The matter of complaining, Pearlett. You know, we complain, it's too much, the work is too much, I'm not getting paid, I'm not getting the kind of pay that I need to get, etc. I tend to hear a lot of newcomers with that, so to speak, because here's the thing. You're coming, from your home country where you were a manager, you were sitting in certain positions, you're getting certain kind of pay. Here, while you're waiting on your PR, etc., you've ended up having to take a job that is not necessarily the standard of what you're used to, and the salary is definitely not what you're used to. But how do we manage ourselves and not complain?
We show up with excellence.
Come on, girl.
Whatever you get to do, you show up with excellence. You do it to the best that you can do it. The position I'm in right now, I wasn't even going to apply for it. And the reason being, it was to manage like a huge amount of money. And I'm like, I don't know about that, if anything, you know, like. And the manager who said, no, you're very organized, look at this, apply, you know. And the same thing I was saying, don't discount yourself, but you know, if you want to be truthful, you see it lists all these job responsibilities, and if you don't have experience, you're like, I don't have the experience, and I don't want to say that I can do when this is what I have. And she said, no, if you need anything, just ask me, you know. Wow. So because she saw what I was doing, that I showed up with excellence. She said, yes, you have the aptitude, you're positive, you know, you're always asking questions, trying to learn. So that's what I say. Instead of complaining, you do the best you can do. Show up with excellence with where you are. You know, Oprah has a saying that when you do well, people notice. And it is true. Right? If they know that you know, this is what you can do, this is the position you're in now, you might not have the opportunity for something, they'll remember that, oh, you know, Simone did that really well. She might not know this, but she's a person who is a continuous learner. So I encourage people to show up with excellence. Do the best you can do. Right? You show up because we never know who is watching. That's right. Yes.
No complaining. Wow. You could create a course. You could create series. I don't know if you have anything online. You could actually create some series. You can do these because YouTube have what we call shorts.
Yes.
So you can do some 1 minute shorts. And it doesn't have to be a camera. You can just use your phone. Right? You can set up your phone, get a nice little tripod, or if you don't have a tripod, use a desk, you put some books on it, you put the phone on it, and you just record.
A tripod.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, I have a group, a Facebook group, The Impact of Good Habits. So I go live at 7 every Sunday, just encouraging people to do their week ahead planning. Yes. But I need to work on like a course, stuff like that. And
I want you to share with us where persons can find you. Because like I said, you're like what I call good goal. And good goal cannot be a secret. Good goal has got to be shared. So where can persons find you? You just mentioned the 7 o'clock live. So share with us all the places we can find you.
Sure. Thanks so much, Simone. So I'm on Facebook under my name, Pearlett Castles. Also on Instagram. I started a YouTube channel, but I think I might change the name. It currently, the title is, what is it now? About living in Canada. Anyways, I'll come back to it. So, and I have a group, The Impact of Good Habits, right? And I go live on Sunday evenings, just encouraging people to plan their week, the week ahead planning, right? But I'm going to change the name of my YouTube channel to Simply Habits, you know, something like that. Because right now, a lot of co-op students and were asking me, when we're new in Canada, what should we do? And so I was helping them. Just that thing as your address. People were just, if you live in an apartment building and you just put the building number, you have to remember to put your unit number, right? So some people weren't getting their mail, and he was saying, I don't know, I gave my address. And then so little things like those to share, about living in Canada. So
that's not a bad idea, you know, because like I said, we came, and I had to learn that every time my husband and I, we laugh about this. When we came that first week, we can literally walk to Sobeys.
Okay, Sobeys,
I should say.
Yes.
And when we came, we took Uber to go up there because we didn't know.
Right, it was so close.
We didn't know we were so close. Things like the unit number, indeed, we didn't recognize how important that was.
Yes.
What were some of the other things? A few of the things that now that we are here, we've been here now, we're realizing a lot of those things, but we didn't know them when we
Recycling is a huge thing in Canada.
Oh my God, the garbage. Wow. Listen, so of course, the first week we came, the first set of garbage we put out, you know, the garbage truck left it. Because we didn't know, that we were supposed to separate it, right? Again, we're used to, I'm still trying to get used to that, we have dogs on the outside. Right, back home.
Right.
So you every time you you scrape it out and you give it to the dog.
Right.
Here, you put it in the recycle because you ain't putting no scraps outside for no dog.
Right.
As a matter of fact, if you do that, you're going to find a raccoon out there.
Or people are like, you're not feeding my dog.
Exactly, right? So all of those little things.
Yes.
And so you may probably be thinking there's no value. There's a lot of value. When we were preparing to come to Canada, that's all I was consuming.
Wow.
I was searching for Jamaicans living here to see what were some of the things that they were doing.
Right.
How do I prepare myself? I was finding a lot of Nigerians and a lot of Asians and Indians, but I wasn't finding my authentic Jamaicans sharing authentic stuff, so it could have prepared me amply enough to come here. So you can probably just add the word Jamaican in there.
It's about Canadian living. That's the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can put that and add the Jamaican to it or something, so we're able to find you and make it I always like to say, just be authentic, realistic.
Yeah.
Right? No putting on, so we see exactly what we are what to expect.
Right. Even for your hair. Oh my goodness, it's so hard when I came to find a hairdresser and the back of my hair fell out because I went to one that didn't understand our hair, right? And all those things, like it's so many trial and errors that you have to do until you find the thing that you want. To even get a nice Jamaican style punch, I had to find Minute Maid for this and then Five Alive over here and find the two that combine to taste like my Jamaican fruit punch. Yeah, so those things. But I find that it was slow going, so I haven't posted a lot on there. But because so many students were asking me and I train them, like in the job they are, that's another thing. When they come here, they need to take a course that has the co-op component, so they can get the benefit of networking with. They get to see the culture, what the Canadian culture is like, right? Network with people, people see how they work. So if something comes up and they're going to graduate in a year, they already know their work. They were showing up with excellence over here.
Yes, and that's important. And I don't want you to really skim over it. I really want you to speak about that, because it's important that they understand it. Because here's the thing: some persons are just wanting to they just want to come, as we say in Jamaica, we want to come a foreign.
Right.
But there is more to coming to foreign than just coming to foreign. There is there's real life here.
Yes.
Right? There is hardship here. But if you plan properly for it,
that's right.
If you're properly organized, and we're not talking about necessarily having a pen and paper now. We're just talking about having good habits.
Yes, exactly.
Right? That you will be able to come. So if you come with the same kind of, you need to get up and be at work early. Right, you need to. So we have the luxury of snow that will cause a little delay.
Right,
we get out earlier. Right. We may have to take the bus. The bus sometimes is delayed. You have to get out early. That was the next thing, because we weren't driving when we just came.
Right.
So we realized we are like 3 minutes from the bus stop, and we found that if we were 2 minutes late,
yes,
that bus, are you walking out there and you're flagging,
it's gone.
That bus is not stopping.
No, it's on time. Everything is on time.
So dive into that a little bit more, if you don't mind, for me.
Yes, and that was a huge thing when I came here as well. And I had the fortune of having cousins who, helped me to integrate and say, if we were going somewhere, they would say, okay, we're leaving in 20 minutes. So I knew I had that 20 minutes, right? So what I do at home, there's a clock in my bathroom. It is always 10 minutes ahead, right? Because I do not want to, you have to clean off your car. You can't just jump in there and just start it, right? And even that with your vehicle, make sure you have your emergency kit in there. Make sure you have one of those reflector things you can put if something happens and you're stuck in the winter. My car spun right around one day, like right around in the snow, right? God. And so you have to make sure you have like a blanket and a little extra thing. But you're expected to be on time. You're expected to sit and do your work, right? And figure things out. That's one thing I heard when I came here so much. You have to figure things out. Like people are always talking about that. And being polite and gracious. And maybe if you get exuberant and talk loud in the office, it might be so quiet. You have to make sure you tone down the volume. Those are things you can't just say, this is my style and this is what I'm doing, right? They're here, as there's always an expectation, right, of the way you carry yourself. So not because you're accustomed to a certain way, you just observe and see what the culture of the office is. Nobody's asking you to be a completely different person. But if you come and you notice that, okay, everybody's not yelling. This is not an era that we yell. If you need to ask a question, you go and you talk. People like to set appointments, right? If you're coming to someone's house, you can't just walk over and say, Simone, you're over there, I'm coming over. No, because you might be home, but you have other things, meetings. So people set appointments, schedule. Having a schedule here is key. So those are some of the key components that will help you to be successful. And
we want to make it real to that. There are real people here.
Yes.
Right? There are real people here. I'll be honest, when I just came, I was like, because we grew up in Jamaica thinking white people is just kind of, up here and we're down there and all over the place and the whole works. And then I realized that they're people.
People are people.
People are people.
Yes.
Literally.
Exactly.
And so the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all the stuff, people will be people. Right?
That's right.
So I'm discovering that. I'm discovering, having worked with a team, I'm discovering having worked with members, or what we call customers.
Yes.
And stuff. So I see all the different things,
right.
all the different things. So it's not about coming with blinkers or with, it's just going to be real and be. You extend kindness is extended back to you.
And being polite goes a far way. And considerate.
Yes. I had an incident in the dollar store. this little, I keep saying 2 incidents I've had, and I said, God, I'm convinced those were angels. I was walking around, I don't remember what I was doing, you know, and this lady, this an old lady, I remember, she was in full black. She had a thing over her face.
Right.
And she didn't speak any form of English.
Wow.
And she just indicated to me, she just kept doing this and this, and saying she was looking, and she took up like a bottle and she asked, honestly, I don't know what she was asking me, but all I know is that I said to her, do you want this? I said, do you want this? Which one? And I, you know, just kind of use language.
Right.
Which one? And she said, she said just a shampoo.
Oh, okay.
But somehow my heart said to me, I don't know how to explain it, but something said to me that she needed more than just a shampoo. Right. And I picked up a conditioner, and I said, you'd want this too? And she said yes. And then I again, remember, she doesn't speak any English. Right. And so I looked at the whole, because it was in that section where they have the shampoo, all the different things for personal care. Yes. And I said to her, do you need? And she said, And I took up, and I just, you know, took up different things, and she kept doing this and praying for me in her language. And I kid you not, sis, I forgot completely what I was doing. Yes. And I got her, and again, we couldn't communicate, but I was asking, what else? I'm pointing, what else you need? Yes. And stuff. And I took her to the cashier, and I paid for that lady's things. Wow. And I'm not saying it on camera for any form of accolades or no good deeds. I just wanted, because listen to me,
to bless her.
I wanted to just bless her, right? Yes. I said, again, that's probably me casting my bread upon the waters. That's right. But again, it made me realize that there are real people here who also don't have it.
That's right.
I had another incident one evening coming out from work, and this lady walked up to me, a young girl, and she said to me if I could buy her dinner at Tim's. And I said, sure. But as I walked across, I said, but Tim's don't have what would be dinner. Tim's have coffee and tea. Right, yes. And so I took her to another restaurant that was close by, and she said to me, she is new in the country. Wow. She can't find any job, and she's a student. Oh. And when I looked, I said to her, I said, do you want it packaged? Because, you know, in my head, I'm wondering, you know, is she trying to play me? And she said, I'm so hungry. Wow. That's what she said, I'm so hungry. I just need something to eat. And so I ordered something for her, helped her get her juice, and walked her to a table. I gave her a business card, and I said to her, I told her where I work. Right. She's to come and see me. I've not seen her. Really? And so I said, God, I don't know if it's an angel or what, or it was just that moment of need. Yes. But again, the needs are real. Real. As very real. Very real. They're real people here who, you know, they're coming in, and life is not so necessarily golden. No. Right? And stuff. And then at the same time, if you can help. Yes, exactly. Help, right? Be willing to extend. I have this thing back home where my cupboards, we used to get paid once a month. I went supermarket once a month. Right. But you know, you buy it for the month. Yeah. And if I looked, Pearlett, I kid you not, if I look in that cupboard, and I see it full from top to bottom, something needs to come out. Too much things in there. Right. I need to leave capacity. I need to create capacity so that God can bless me. That's right. And part of doing that for me is packing some stuff. Yes. Go find somebody else and give it to. That's right. And maybe she didn't come back to you because she might have felt embarrassed. Because, you know, some of us, the culture we're from, we feel, you know. And when I came to, I didn't even know there were homeless people here. Oh, jeez, girl. Like, that was the biggest shock to me. And then I saw somebody driving a car, and the muffler was loud, like in Jamaica. You know, I'm like, what? You mean you have poor people here? Yep. Yeah, and the car looked scratchy, like it needed painting. Yeah, so those are real shock to us. Real thing. I'm talking about the homeless here, because I think we would have controlled our homelessness in Jamaica a little bit, here it's wild. Yes. It's wild without even the snow now. I mean, my prayer now is, God, remember those in the snow. Yes, there are shelters, but there are those who really and truly, they're out on the streets. Yes. Right? You see them walking around with their trolley or with their bags. It's all that they have. Breaks my heart every time. Every time. And sometimes it's addiction, right? Yes. You know, in Jamaica, I find, because we were raised the way we were raised, resilience comes naturally to us. You understand? So something terrible might have happened to you, but you're like, and
and you just keep going, right? You don't have time to examine, Simone didn't talk to me from I was a child and she didn't do this. You're like, I'm alive. I'm just gonna pick up the pieces and keep going. I don't have time to get depressed about you not liking me or not talking to me, because we were raised with a strong sense of self. If you don't like me, it is perfectly fine. Exactly. I am still going to do what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? So I think, oh my goodness, and yeah, you're so right about that. And even working where there's different race, different people that you're not accustomed to, right? So you have to adjust to all those things.
They call my team out of many one nation. I have Vietnamese, I have Russian, I have Ukraine, I have Albanian, I have Pakistan, I have India. I have Trinidadian. I have so many different people on my team. Yes. My team that I and here's a joke, I'm the one leading that team.
Wow. Amazing.
Yep. So I've had to learn to adjust to different cultures.
Exactly.
Different people's beliefs as well. Adjust the personalities.
Right.
And allow myself, not because I'm the leader, I've had to learn respect. Respect goes right across the board.
Exactly.
Right? And one of the things I keep saying to my team, because yes, they understand that yes, you're the leader and stuff, but I keep saying to them, guys, we're a team and we're people first.
Yes. People first. Love that. Right? Yes.
So you will have your issues and stuff. You will they'll be sick. Like I remember one young lady, she was at work, she was sick. And I said, why didn't you say something to me? Yes. I said, you're people first. And whatever we have to do to make it happen, we're gonna make it happen. If you're sick, you're sick. So I'm making sure I'm leading with a heart.
Yes.
Right? I'm leading with a heart because people are people. So
that's
not because I'm not in my comfort zone in terms of my Jamaica where I grew up and used to. I'm in another place. Right. But I think it's also another place for me to bloom.
Yes, and you carry forward what you know.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. And as you talk about people first, another thing I've had to learn, which is important for newcomers, like you cannot just say there terms that you say that has more respect for people, right? People first language. For example, you say seniors. You don't address somebody as an older, we're accustomed to, right? And when they say person with a disability.
Yes.
You don't just say the disability first. So that's something I've had to learn too.
Health, that listen, because we used to talk about mad people.
Yes.
I've had to learn that, listen, get that word out of your vocabulary. It's mental health.
Right.
Right. The things that we're used to. It has, I won't tell you that it has been easy. But again, I'm adaptable.
Right.
So I've had to learn to be adaptable.
Yes.
And quickly catch up on myself and recognize that, okay, Simone, so you might have used it then. That's not necessarily how it goes here.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
They have this thing to say, I don't know if you get it too, that Jamaicans, we speak fast. And so they don't understand sometimes when we speak. So I've had to, or we use certain words that they're not used to. So I have to catch up on myself and say, okay, all right, where do I find what word would fit in here that would make sure that it doesn't give the wrong impression, you know what I mean?
Right. Yes. It's a lot of thinking. Sometimes mid-sentence you're like, oh, I can't use that word. Yes. Yes. And what's the other thing I was going to mention? Yeah, that people first language and racism. We haven't talked about that. I've experienced that too.
Yeah.
And I did not like it. I think 3 times I have. So one time I was driving the government vehicle because I was going to a training in Toronto. And we were given the gas card and I have my government ID with my picture and everything. And so the rule is when you get back, always top up the gas before you turn it back to the fleet. I went into the gas station. I went to the cashier first and I said, this is my ID, this is the gas card. Do you accept it here? Yes, no problem. I went out there, I pumped the gas, and I just sat in the car to look on the, just to see the gauge to make sure it was full, because it wasn't my car. So I'm just looking. My car, I know how much I can, and it's good. I sat there, I saw the man running out of the store coming out. And I'm like, he couldn't be talking to me because I came in there with my ID. He thinks I'm going to drive off and not pay. He said, "Sir, I came in there, I showed you my government ID, I showed you the card. Why do you think I was going to drive off?" Right? And when I went back, it was a line of people, you know, and everybody's looking. And I'm like, no. Not because you cannot just assume.
Exactly.
Right? Another time I'm walking in the parking lot one Saturday and it was a nice summer day and I think I was singing, just humming or whatever. And I heard doors locking and I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't have anything. I'm like, that is so weird. And the last experience that I had, I went into the store and they had this outdoor table that I really liked. And I just went in there to look and this person was just following me around.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, I can make my own decision. I am fine. Do you need help? No, I don't. I'm just, you know. And so the manager came out and just addressed me and talked to me. And the other one who was following me around just disappeared because she just thought, oh, why are you here?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, you just have to stand in who you are and just say, no, I'm not going to tolerate that nonsense.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I've had two friends one in British Columbia and I had another one in Nova Scotia. They both had to deal with outright racism in school with their children, etc. Thank God I've not had to deal with any such thing.
Right.
And I hope I don't have to, you know, because I don't know if I'll be properly self-controlled to deal with it, honestly, because we're people.
Yes.
We're people, and, you know, and I think because my effort, it's very important to me to treat people as people first.
Yes.
Like, I really want to be treated the same way.
Right.
And more so for my children, etc. So keep it to that, you know. And then at the same time, I've been talking to my children to remember who they are.
Yes, that is the key.
Don't forget their culture. Don't come here and get lost in the fact that, oh, I'm in Canada, I'm in foreign and whatever. No, you're a Jamaican. Don't ever lose that. Don't lose your customs. Don't try to fit in either. Because when I say fit in, because you forget who you are, and so you want people to accept you, so you just do what they want. No, I'm teaching them that, listen, you are first a Jamaican, you're an individual, right? You're a leader, you're not a follower.
That's right.
Right? So there are some values that I'm instilling in them. If you're somewhere and something is happening that from all indication the atmosphere doesn't seem to be right,
that's right,
take away yourself.
Yes.
I have stressed that in so many terms, in so many ways, Pearlett,
yes,
that my children, I think they're a little annoyed now with me because I stand for certain things.
The reinforcement is important.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And have their own money. If you go somewhere, you know, my father was very, very strict on that. Especially, I only have sisters, right? And you know how protective those Jamaican fathers are of their daughters, right? You always say, make sure you have a little money hidden in there. If you go somewhere, you get a drive with someone, and, you know, other things, they're drinking, and you think you can take your taxi home.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So those things, even though he's gone and how old I am now, I still
remember.
Yes. Growing up in Jamaica, you develop a strong sense of who you are.
That is true.
And that is one thing I love. You're not easily swayed because someone says you should do that, you know. Yeah.
That is true. And that's kind of the thing. Like I said, I'm really trying to instill those in my children.
Yes.
Because I don't think, I'm looking at my children, they're not getting the kind of how we were raised.
Right.
And I can't blame them because we have kind of refined life for them. So like my mother would tell me that she used to have to go and feed the goat and carry a pan of water and stuff, and she didn't go beyond all-age school. But then she made life easier for us, so we didn't have to carry water feed goat and stuff.
Yes.
And then for us, I had somebody who took care of my children and stuff. So, you know, as the generations comes on, we are refining life, but I'm still trying to instill those hardcore values, the foundational stuff.
Right.
Last night I picked up my son and I stopped for him to get something at Wendy's. And I gave him my card and he stepped out and I said, watch me when him come back. So when he came back, he came in, he handed me the card, and he only had his food. And I said, you didn't even ask me if I wanted something. He said to me, but you stopped to get me something. I said, yeah, but you could have asked me, would you like a drink, Mom? Would you like something? I said, I'm teaching you values. I'm teaching you how to be a man of integrity, right? Not because I'm your mother. Ask me, would you like something, Mom? Are you okay? Right? And he said, I'm sorry. And I said, that I like.
Yes.
You're bold enough to say I'm sorry.
That's right.
You are not afraid to understand and appreciate it. You did something wrong and to say I'm sorry.
Yes.
That I appreciate it.
See, he's going to stand out just by that.
Yes.
Because you know how you don't see that anywhere,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes.
amazing. Listen, man, you're doing a great job. Yeah.
Thank you, my darling. I keep, I'll tell persons, when we were pregnant, we didn't get a handbook that says this is how you should be a parent, right?
Exactly.
So we learn on the job.
Yes.
We make some mistakes here and there, but nonetheless, we learn. And I keep telling them, I said, you'll thank me down the road.
Yes, exactly.
Right? I'm not trying to be a mother of the year, no. You'll thank me down the road.
They will come and do the same thing. How many things your parents, you're like, you told me that already,
Right?
and the reinforcement. And now you're like, it's a good thing. Now we understand what they were trying to teach us.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my sister, we have spoken a lot today, and I have several episodes that I'm going to actually be pulling out of this, believe it or not. Yes. Because there was just so much to cover. And so I just want to thank you for taking the time to be here with us and sharing who you are. Where can we find your books?
So they are available on Amazon.
Okay.
And I do have some, the authors, we get like our own, we can order our own, so I do have some of these at home. Ignite the Hunger in You.
Yes.
So if people want to reach out on Facebook, send me a message or so about my other book. So what does that mean, Doctor? And I have another one called the Co-op Student Guide,
Okay,
right?
nice.
So that's also on Amazon.
Okay, great.
Yeah. But thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed my time here. And thanks to the audience for listening and watching.
I'm happy you did.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for tuning in. What can I say? Quite a lot to digest, a lot. I'd love to hear from you. What part of this episode really impacted you? Are you a newcomer to Canada? Have you been looking for a place to gather all your information and just be able to find yourself a place of comfort? Well, definitely, I think you should tune in to Pearlett's Facebook page. I'm going to be putting the link below. Grab her copies of her books as well, guys. And then just for others of us, you're looking to ignite that hunger. There's something on the inside and you're wondering, what's this? Maybe it's a hunger that you have, and so we need to ignite it and we need to feed it with the right things. So guys, grab your copy of her book, and of course, like, comment, share, and let somebody know that you saw this episode and you saw Pearlett. If you see her on the street, you're in Canada, tell her you saw her, and Uniquely Me.
Exactly.
Until next week, guys, Uniquely Me is definitely uniquely you. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. Remember, Uniquely Me is uniquely you.